Oh, what is up? Man, let me get comfy. Whew. Oh, what's up, guys? Magi Productions is out of hiatus. We did take a break for Christmas season. We did, enjoy the holidays just like everybody else. But we're back in 2021. We're blessed to see another one. We finally out of 2020, whatever that may mean. Man, guys, we made it. We made it to another year. 2020 is finally over. It's finally through. It's finally done. But 2021, whoo, man, 2021. But hey, welcome back to Magi Productions. This is New Wave. I know y'all missed it. New Wave Radio. It's New Wave, the vibe. It's the New Wave show. With your man, Tasmanian, the wise man. I am here. I came back to enjoy another long year with you all. To grow, to learn, to talk what I need to talk, to walk what I need to walk, to do the things I need to do. We're here to do that. And man, the things we gotta talk about, the things that we gotta cover, and it's not gonna be anything else but what we need to talk about. I mean, first, let's step into this. Kanye and Jeffree Star. We could talk about Steph Curry and these 62 shots that he took. But I really do think the pressing matter is this raid on Capitol Hill. What else? What else what else we need to talk about? What else we need to say? It's no... Guys, 2021 is starting off. The 20s are starting off more than we could have expected. Remember, 2020 started off with us thinking that we was gonna have a civil war. We bombed the general of another country, and Trump was still in office. And this is all happened in January of last year, 2020. January 2020, this is what the month brought us. A year later, fast forward through a pandemic that crossed the world. America has now had domestic terrorism take over Capitol Hill. It's a real thing, guys. This is not a movie. We really here. This is something really going on in our nation. And man, look, 2020 started off like that, 2021 started off like that. Man, the rolling 20s, the roaring 20s are back. Nothing is new under the sun, and obviously we about to repeat the 20s all the way over. So, man, let's get ready, people. Let's get ready. Cause the 2000s just turned 21. And it's ready to go drinking, it's ready to go partying, and it's ready to go do everything that it set out to do in the 20s. Because that's all it is. The 2000s just turned 20 years old. What do you tell a 20-year-old? A 20-year-old who was already just revving up, saying, I'm going to do this when I'm 21, I'm going to do that when I'm 21, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there. Well, the 2000s is finally 21. And it's living up to everything it said it was going to do. It's 21, baby. How better do you start off 21? You gotta raid something. You gotta go against the government. You gotta, stand up to the man, stick it to him. That's what 21's about. And thank you to all the Proud Boys, to all the white supremacists, to all the Trump supporters, to all the Blue Lives Matters group. You've just proven that nothing can stop a 21-year-old. This is all started because Trump made a statement about voters, his supporters, his voters can change the tide of the recount if they go and stand up and stand tall. I'm sorry, President Trump. If that was possible, it should have been stated first with the first recount. We're like on the fourth or fifth one now. You lost each time. Your voters can't change anything. They didn't change anything the first time, when the vote actually counted for you to win. Don't send them now. It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me, the organization. It's amazing to me, the backing. It's amazing to me, the lack of gall, the lack of courage. The lack of ability to stand up to your voters, to people raiding your building, your capital. Anything remotely representing yourself. You let them walk over you. You let it happen. It may have been planned, it may have not been planned. You still were in control. President Trump, that right there is the true representation of your presidency. The fact that no matter if it was by your doing or not, you still had the ability to do something and didn't. This is not the first situation that we've seen. Obviously, this is one of the last. And man, did you see it? Civilians came together first as a protest against the Capitol building. And not only did they storm it, they desecrated it. Took and raided it like it was a lost ark. They went in there, took podiums, took pictures, left notes, let off rounds, let off flash grenades. They were equipped for war on their own soil. They took this to another level. And it's amazing to see law enforcement let them. It's not amazing. It's expected. The amazing part about it, even if I wanted to use the word, would be that the shock of knowing that what we always thought was actually right. The amazement comes from knowing that you're not crazy at all. You're not crazy to think that it's okay to go do this. You're not crazy to think that it's possible. You're not crazy to think that doing something will make a difference. You're not crazy. You're not crazy to think that you're not crazy. You're not crazy to think that the police know how to police. Not actually, be thugs or be vigilantes for a lost cause or be murderers, be criminals. They actually know how to not shoot, not kneel on someone, to not be overly aggressive, to not be such a overbearing force to not only one or groups, to not only one but groups of people. They know not how to be an overbearing force. Because that wasn't the same policing or America or law enforcement that it was during the summer of 2020 when there was a Black Lives Matter protest that was civil, that was peaceful, that was organized, that didn't escalate, that had massive armed forces there with multiple barricades, multiple riot shields, and multiple smoke bombs and other things for a peaceful protest. The overbearing force that they brought. The once again President Trump having the power, planned or unplanned, to move people out of his way to take a picture at a church. This was not that police force or America or law enforcement that we've seen. This was docile law enforcement. The law enforcement that makes you go from the word relax to lax. That much of, it's too much of a word to even use the whole full 5 letters. We just have to use the last 3 letters and just let it be lax. I don't have the energy for it to be relaxed. It has to just be laxed today. That's the police force we saw. We saw the police force that when rioters came in, they were scared to the point that they got pushed into corners and ran upstairs and moved from posts and escorted these terrorists into the building. This is the police force that we're looking at. This is that police force. This is the law enforcement that let men put their capital in jeopardy, put their feet on desks, to put their hands on history. This won't be scrubbed from history. This will be a part of our nation. The Capitol has been raided. The last time that it has been intruded in and upon was the 1800s. And 200 years later, here we are again. Let that sink in. It's amazing to see that most people live through this. You have those four who passed away through this rioting fiasco. And may they rest in peace. May they no longer have any ill intent on this world, and may no longer fear whatever was feared, or have to bring pain or have pain amongst themselves. May they be rested at peace. Because no matter what this was, no one should have died. And I'm saying that for these protesters because I would like that same respect for our protesters. That no one has to get maced. That no one has to be pushed down. That no one has to be blocked in and scared for their lives, and to think that because they're voicing their shared opinion or their opinion alone, that they can die over that. When one of our rights is the right to speak freely. Free speech is still legal. And it is still acceptable, obviously. But that's not always shared by every demographic and group when policing. And I want you all to sit there and understand and know that your life matters. Just like these protesters' lives mattered. Both deceased and still living. Your life matters. It's a shame to think that if this was any other demographic of people, that we all know it would have never ended like this. Mass incarceration would have followed. Mass death would have followed. Mass policing, the changing of laws, the curfews would have changed. The little idiosyncrasies that we would have had to go through. And what's sad about that is that after that, what we, the rest of us, across this nation would have had to endure for the actions of those people. The looks that we would have gotten, the reactions, the statements, the blanket racism, the scene racism. The knowing that this would be just another lash on our backs. Because this system does still treat us like slaves. That is despicable. But because it wasn't us, because it was just some good old boys, America keeps going. Nothing changes. This will not spark a law. This will not spark a movement. This will not spark a revolution. This will not spark a change of hearts and minds and have us fight to get to an end of something we feel that should be just over with because it's already drawn out. This will not do that. This was another example that white privilege has the truest form of freedom. It's freeing. It's freeing to know that no matter what I do, no matter how loud I get, no matter how aggressive I may be, that my thought and my actions are respected. That you will not act upon me because you respect me too much. That my thoughts cause the intimidation in you. That you may not be fearful of the things that I'm doing or saying, but know that they may and will have consequences. From mediocre to severe, no matter what it is, it's a consequence. That's a freeing thing. And that's what white privilege has to share. What do we say to this? What do we do to this? How do we recover? Well, outside of white America, it didn't affect America. Really just fed up with this false constitution and false belief that all men are created equal. Doesn't stop with Joe Biden. He's a pawn in the play of America. If you would like to give him credit, maybe a knight or a rook. But this is what America is. No surprise. No shock. Just a knowing that this is America. So what do we do from here, America? Where do we go? What do you believe is our next step? Don't worry about it. By Friday, you won't be thinking about this, or it'll be dying down. By Sunday, it's just an old conversation. By next week, Wednesday, why are we still talking about this? Our capital's been raided. That was last week. That's in the past. That's a different time and era. And this is something that we live and portray every day as Black Americans. We know the worst. We've seen it, we've been through it. It's not new. But, you know, history and all of that. But y'all, on to other things, you know. This is 2021. Let's make sure we're trying everything not to only stay safe and protected, but to grow and be better and know better and learn better and live better in this year, guys. This pandemic took too much away from us, too much time, too many experiences that we didn't get to have just outside and enjoying our life. But don't let that stop you this year. Make sure that while you wear your mask and have your hand sanitizer, that you're doing what you need to do for your business, for your life, for your goals, for your family, for your friends, you know, for your relationships. This is that time. You know, let us not be in the same spirits that we were in 2020. It will not stop us. It will not defeat us. Let's overcome it. This is the time. So, I know it's New Year's. It's still, that first week of the year. These resolutions and everything else we want to prove to ourselves just started. This year, let's do something different. Let's stick to it. Let's really move forward and do it. That's what we do this year. Yo, thank y'all for being with me, coming back. And like I said, we're going to have so much more for you this year. So much in store. We only going up from here, guys. It's here and, it's to infinity and beyond from a great philosopher. And that's what we here to do. So remember, it's not a low tide, it's a new wave.